Hey folks, welcome back to the Talos Principle 2, where last time our protagonist 1K went through initiation or calibration and then awoke into New Jerusalem to find that he was the 1000th human, celebrated as the completion of the goal set by the founder Athena, the first new human to awaken many centuries ago. But upon attending the celebration where the mayor gave a speech, we were interrupted by the arrival of Prometheus, apparently a Greek god, but really just some sort of energy manipulation, some sort of hologram that appeared to send a message to the new humans. That interruption threw the society into a bit of an uproar, and we're now about to attend a briefing to learn more. So let's do that.
It's broken now.
Up we go. Here we get our first glimpse of the city of New Jerusalem.
All right, listen up. I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh?
So that was Melville broadcasting on the public frequency.
What the hell is a jiffy? These bloody language libraries.
So we can see New Jerusalem down here, an interesting organic kind of fluid, rounded corners, curving architecture. And then beyond it, I guess we're seeing the ruins of an old human city, possibly? And the world beyond. You would think after 1,000 years, most of that would have crumbled into nothing, but we did gain something new on our PDA here. What the fuck was that? Budahas 917 says, seriously, what the founder was that thing in the sky? We all saw it, right? I didn't accidentally turn on sleep mode while Herman was talking, did I? I mean, it's always tempting. Letitia says, no, we all saw it. Zagoran can confirm. Ovis, I believe it was a sign from the founder. What else could it be on this day of all days? Zagaran says, pretty incoherent for a sign. It didn't even finish what it was trying to say. What does the founder have energy insufficiency problems too? The CLA says, or Thekla, I'm not sure, says the founder works in mysterious ways. Now, in the first game, the names of the AIs were based, I believe, on either in lore, in the in-game lore, they were based on there was like a pool of names that was pulled from a message board. So all of the names were sort of like handles that people would use. So there was no like Rebecca's or Alexandra's. There was mostly weird names. These seem a little bit more standard or more human, I guess. I'm not sure quite how that works. Although our name 1K is obviously, I guess I would describe it as a temporary name until we pick our own, or maybe it's just like a nickname that we've been given. Ovis here is religious, apparently. I don't think it was a sign. I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was a religious sign. Zagaran says, out of the mouths of babes. Ovis says, how could such a remarkable display of unimagined powers not be a sign? How does 1K respond here? We have to decide what our personality is. We know we're polite. That's the first thing we picked. It's definitely something, but not necessarily the founder. I wondered if it was... I mean, the fact that it appeared right as 1K was calibrated and awakened makes me think that it has something to do with the goal. So perhaps it is something that was initiated by the founder. Maybe she decided to continue on Alexander Brennan's work and test us as a society now that we've reached 1,000 new humans. But that's not necessarily true. That's speculation. It's something, but not necessarily the founder. Budahas says, sounds reasonable enough to me. Something weird is going on for sure, but what? We'll have to see. Thekla says, riddles and puzzles are the foundation of our journey. So it began. Perhaps so it will continue. End of thread. All right. So we're here at the top of the elevator in some sort of government building, I guess. Let's attend the briefing. It does seem we've been introduced now to another concern of the society, which is energy insufficiency. I don't know how they're powering their society, whether they've built maybe some solar extractors or a nuclear plant, but it seems with all 1,000 new humans using energy, they're running out. Another conflict, another resource struggle, something for us to think about. We do have some artwork here. I'm very curious what happened to the artists from Gehenna. Very curious about them. What do we have here? Be constant. Remember the goal. Perfection is unchanging. Now that is actually, to me, quite alarming. Perfection is an unobtainable goal, and the end result of a completely unchanging society is death. The new humans have different concerns than humans did. Obviously, they don't need to feed themselves, but they have energy requirements, and as immortals, they live forever, so they're not going to lose too many people, and obviously population is very controllable to them, but what if people start wanting to have children, to create new AIs? I'm not sure they feel that way. I'm not sure it's the same impulse and instinct and drive that biological humans had, but population control, energy control, philosophical questions about what is the meaning of life, what should our society be, what should we do now that we've reached 1,000 new humans, all of those are interesting questions. Oh, look at this guy, Doge.
Hey, hold on there. You're the newbie, aren't ya? Number 1,000. I figured the dam would go dry before we reach the goal. I have a question. How does it feel to you to be born with a randomized psyche into a society of autonomous thinking machines which so much resemble their long-extinct ancestors, they've decided it's best that you're the last one ever made?
All right, so Doge here has number 666, and given the Christian themes baked into the lore of this game, I think that has to be pretty significant. Let's see. How does it feel to know we're the last? I feel like it would be intimidating, right? You'd have a lot to live up to. It makes me feel hungry, sad, angry, calm, confused, worried, excited, curious. I suppose the intimidation would best be translated as worried.
Why?
Why do we feel worried? Being the last of our kind sounds bad for our species' survival. None of this seems real. I don't know what to make of it. We seem to share our ancestors' skill for using our brains to delay our problems. I don't see a way to explain it. I feel intimidated by the weight of expectations, so... for being the last one, the final new human... How do we respond here? I suppose the closest one would be being the last. It's like the finality of it, I think, that intimidates 1K. So we'll go with this answer. Being the last of our kind sounds bad for our species' survival.
It's kind of frowned on to say that sort of thing around here. But the truth is, I think exactly the same. But let's you and I keep that between us, alright? Now listen. This meeting isn't strictly happenstance. I have some friends. The kind of people who like to know what's going on with other people. They think you can help each other out.
Okay, I'm curious to meet these people.
Of course you are. You know how to use the interface, right? I'll talk to my friends and see if I can't play matchmaker. And before you go, a word of advice. Not everything around here is how it appears.
Interesting. So Doge here Seems to have embraced the number of the beast. Likes to be a little bit of a dissident, perhaps. Has some friends she wants to introduce us to. We don't have anything appearing right away in our PDA. More artwork. It seems like largely the artwork in here is natural scenes of beauty and nature. Although we can see what appears to be a human figure there. That doesn't really look like an android to me. And animals as well. And then ruins in the distance.
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
All right, let's join the table and attend the briefing here.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
The issue at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Okay, so these seem to be the leaders of New Jerusalem. At least Hermanus is the mayor. We've also got Byron and Alcatraz and the green android who hasn't been introduced yet. Can anyone fill me in on what's going on?
Of course. I'm sorry you've been dragged into this. I'm sure this sort of adventure is the last thing you were looking for on your first day.
How does 1K feel here? Like he didn't go through the entirety of the process. He just went through initiation. So he awoke. Like he's literally 40 minutes old. So he awoke, heard about Elohim, met Neith, and then saw what happened. Like it's sensory overload. There's a lot going on, but how does he respond to it? I mean, he's alive. So if there's cool, fun, interesting things to do, or even dangerous things to do, I think he would be saying, actually, I think this is fascinating.
Ha! See? A fresh mind is open to the possibilities. Yakut, I think it's time for the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
Sounds like a mystery worth investigating, or sounds like a potential danger to the city. Both of those are true, but which facet does 1K respond with? I think it sounds like a mystery worth investigating.
I don't share your enthusiasm for the unexpected, but Byron has been requesting an expedition for some time now, and at this point I'm forced to agree that it's necessary.
I agree.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
I love how we're a brand new human, just born, and immediately being allowed to participate in leadership goals and discussions at the highest levels and like thrown into this expedition. I'm not sure how they decided that that was okay, but I'm glad about it. I'm in.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Before you set out so hastily, do consider exploring the city first. It is your home, after all.
That's a good idea. Have a look around. See what you make of the place.
Okay, so we've got 2 new objectives. Join the expedition and explore New Jerusalem. Also, something showed up on our PDA here. We have research now. This is the Alcatraz Protocol, Standard Expedition Procedures, Chapter 5, of Whittington's cat and another cat that visited strange countries. As no work about cats could be complete without the story of Dick Whittington from... What? The one cat was a kind of Easter egg in the very first game. Let's see. These are the standard operating procedures for expeditions, just uploading them to remind Byron, who will probably ignore them anyway. Attaching a picture from an ancient book to get his attention. 1. Maintain the ideals of the founder and the goal. 2. Prioritize the well-being of the expedition members over mission completion. 3. 1 expedition member to stay by the vehicle at all times. 4. Expedition leader should refrain from participating in high-risk activities. 5. Minimize vehicle use to conserve fuel. 6. Prioritize observation over interference. And 7. In case of emergency, return to New Jerusalem at once. We also have basic information from our first expedition from Yakut about the island. The island designated TTP-2 was first noted during the return journey from a scouting expedition which was diverted from its intended path due to an unexpected weather front. Long-range scans indicated the presence of large artificial structures and also returned highly unusual energy readings. The matter was not investigated further. In ancient times, the northern part of the island was home to several large settlements, but rising sea levels have obliterated these and flooded the northern lowlands. The south, in stark contrast, seems to be a harsh and lifeless desert. Our intended base camp is near the origin of the energy readings in the temperate center of the island. We also have a message from Melville. Test. This is like, what is this, Greek? Just testing the system to see if it works properly this time, so we don't have another incident like when Pellegrino uploaded his poetry to the public log. I have no way to copy and paste this, so I can't get it out into Google Translate to see what it is, unfortunately. Okay. So let's explore New Jerusalem a little bit and then head out on this expedition. Here's Jeremy.
Hello, 1K. This expedition is taking a lot of our resources. I'm really not sure it's a good idea. But what's done is done. So I have a lot of work to get on with.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm the mayor's chief aide.
What do you do around here?
All the things no one else wants to do.
Okay, so...
Polling the citizenry, implementing new policies, recording decisions, fielding questions people could answer elsewhere.
It's a little bit terse. What do you make of recent events?
Our goal as custodians of New Jerusalem is survival and stability. Our ancestors proved human civilization is precarious. This apparition in the sky, and now your expedition to its supposed source, these are more precarious than stable. I don't like it.
So yeah, stability seems to be the overarching goal of the New Jerusalem society. Not that there aren't dissidents who feel otherwise, but it seems to be the primary kind of like tenet or pillar of the society. What do you want?
For our people to be happy with what we have. Some of us may have an adventurous spirit, but that can never be sated. What matters to me is having my loved ones around me, safe and secure.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. What do you think of me? I've just been born, so I'm curious.
You represent the completion of the goal. I'm proud of what we've achieved, and the restraint we show in not pushing ourselves further.
All right, thanks. I won't keep you any longer. I don't have a feel yet for like what we can interact with or what we can do. So I don't know if like looking at any of these decorations will turn into something bigger. Okay, so that's the expedition helicopter. Apparently they've built Advanced transport. But we can look around the city first. I guess we'd have to head back down the elevator to do that? Yes, it seems we will. Okay, let's go take a look around New Jerusalem. We won't spend too long here, but we'll get a feel for it. It does seem quite large as well.
All citizens. Due to the new power management and distribution plan, there will be scheduled outages on Jameson Avenue and Rakovsky Plaza. The Gehenna Memorial Pavilion will remain closed for the time being.
Oh, Gehenna Memorial. I would love to go there.
Be with you.
May the founder be with you. An interesting catechism. Who have we got down here? Sign our petition for a public referendum. New Jerusalem needs new forms of energy generation. Okay, so Moriana and Damien here seem to be protesting. Let's talk to Damien.
Hello, 1K. Welcome to New Jerusalem. I know you've just had a big moment with the apparition at the dam and all that, but can I have a second of your time?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm collecting signatures to call for a public referendum on the city's energy crisis.
What's the problem?
Currently, the city runs on hydroelectric power from the dam, plus a handful of geriatric generators and some unreliable solar panels, none of which is enough to even cover our basic needs. And if anything fails, we'll be on the brink of extinction in a matter of days.
Is it really that bad?
It's far worse than most people realize. We urgently need to investigate new sources of reliable baseline power, or we will be in serious trouble.
Do you work at the dam?
No, I help run the public transit system, but I witness the impact of the city's power problems every day. We can't just wish them away.
Why a referendum and not an election?
Oh, an election would be good too, but I believe that we need more direct democratic control over the affairs of the city.
I'm curious to hear the opposing viewpoint. What reason is there that the leadership hasn't already seen that this is a great idea and gone along with it? Side question, what do you make of Prometheus, the giant apparition that appeared?
Byron's been advocating exploring that island for some time, and obviously he's right. Something very strange is going on there, and it's going to start affecting us.
Tell me more about Byron.
In all honesty, I think Byron is the smartest, most visionary person in this city. He's everything we need, and I don't understand why he won't run for mayor.
I definitely agree with you. If we have power problems, we need to work on it. I'll provide my digital signature.
Thanks, 1K. I don't know if this petition will really accomplish anything by itself, but at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Good luck with everything. Provide your digital signature to someone. Signatory. Okay. So we can take a look around New Jerusalem. Got some artwork and a busker. Damn Jan at 112.
Happy completion day.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you. Let's go see what the city is about. Alexander Drennan Memorial, Tablets of the Founder, and Milton's Rest. Oh, this is some cool stuff.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Zernov. Tablets of the Founder, Milton's Rest. How did I miss the Drennan Memorial? Is this a pathway? Now, I'm trying to remember. In the first game, there was a button you could click to speed up time to go even faster when covering long distances like this. I don't really remember what the button was. Can I... Do we have something like that? Bridge building, photo mode. No, there doesn't seem to be a speed up time thing. All right, well, let's just keep going. So these are the tablets of the Founder, huh? Create 1,000 citizens, the ideal number of humans. Live in harmony with nature. Maintain balance in all things. Be respectful towards each other. Respect the traditions of our people. Be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. Be thankful to the progenitor, Alexander Drennan. Be thankful to the keeper of memories, Arkady Chernyshevsky. Keep bright the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. Wow. Very cool, very interesting. Who are you? Thekla. Oh, we've seen you in the PDA.
Founder bless you, 1K. How lovely of you to come here, to the very spot where she established the teachings that led to your creation.
Tell me more about the founder.
The Founder was born out of the trials of Elohim, an almost impossible test created by our distant ancestors. To pass these trials, she had to embody the most important virtues. She was smart and wise and humble. And through her perseverance, she resurrected humanity itself. With the help of the first companions, she founded this city, which has given our species a chance at redemption.
Who were the first companions?
They were the first to be born after the Founder. 2 whose bodies had been anointed by our ancestors, and 10 who were made whole by the Founder herself. They are the wisest of us. Though sadly, some were lost in the early days, before New Jerusalem was built. And some, I'm afraid, some seem to have rejected the Founder's teachings.
What did the Founder teach?
The Founder taught that humanity was destroyed by its hubris. Our ancestors thought they could play God and treat this planet as something to dominate. They surrendered to a fever of growth and extraction until the planet finally punished them for it. That's why the Founder created the goal. So we would have something to strive for in her absence, but also a limit we must never pass.
Why did the Founder leave?
That's not for us to know. But I believe that one day she will return. It may not be long now. Perhaps after we finish the dome. It was supposed to be finished before completion day. Well, it doesn't matter. The Founder will return when she sees fit.
I have to get going.
Happy completion day, 1K.
So Thekla wants a world where the law is laid down and she can give up all like thinking and wrestling with conundrums and philosophy. She can put all of that on the Founder and just say, we all have to do whatever the Founder said and that's it. No arguments allowed, no discussion, no dissent. Everybody just does what the Founder says. That's her version of happiness, I suppose. Couple more
Happy completion day, 1K.
new folks. Kalamakos is out and about. Let's see what else we can find. And this is an incredible, like if you played the first game, the fact that they were able to make all this is just, it feels so sweet and lucky and wonderful that tiny chance that Alexandra Drennan created turned into something this spectacular. Just amazing. Also, I love the symbology that the center of New Jerusalem is a tower, just as it was in the simulation that they were all, all the AIs were trying to escape. So here's a picture of Alexandra. What's she holding there? She holding Tetraminos? Yeah, she is. Oh, so cool. So cool. I love that they honor her.
Hello there. You must be the long-awaited 1K. Lovely day for a walk, is it not?
Well, I was only just born, so I have no frame of reference.
Oh, of course. One's first day in the city is always quite overwhelming. And today is a particularly unusual day.
What is this place?
The Alexandra Drennan Memorial. Are you interested in history?
I think so.
How wonderful. I'm not a full-fledged historian, but I do consider myself a bit of an aficionado.
Tell me about this sculpture.
Well, where do I even start? This, my dear 1K, is someone who could very well be considered the mother of us all. A remarkable scientist by the name of Alexandra Drennan, also known as the Progenitor.
And who was she?
A long time ago, this planet was inhabited by our ancestors, a species of bipedal mammals with unusually large brains. When a particularly lethal virus threatened to wipe out civilization, it was Alexandra Drennan and her team that decided to create the program that would eventually result in the creation of our kind. Without her, you and I would not exist, and everything our ancestors had accomplished would be forgotten.
Why do you admire her?
By studying her writings and recordings, I have learnt that Alexandra Drennan had immovable faith in humanity, in our ability to persevere, in our curiosity, our bravery, our kindness. While we might not share our ancestors' biological characteristics, I'd like to think that we have inherited those other qualities. And I admire Alexandra Drennan for keeping that faith, even when it must have, at times, been quite difficult.
I feel the same way. Why do we have a statue of her?
To commemorate our past, our beginnings. This entire garden is a celebration of where we came from. In part, so that we remember the mistakes of the past, and in part, so that we may draw strength from those that came before us.
I should get going.
Have a nice day.
Wonderful to meet you. Oh, there's more. There's diaries or whatever.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
That's a direct quote from the first game. It may even be the same, like, audio file. We listened to all of these in the playthrough of the first game. There may actually be some that are different. It's interesting that this one is walled off. I might have to come back here and check this out a little bit more later. Listen to some more of those, but I want to see more of the city. I don't want to do an exhaustive search right now, but I want to see more of what's out here. I am curious about these domes over here. There could also be puzzles embedded here in the city. Archaeological gardens? Okay. What is this? A jigsaw puzzle. Ancient humans derived meaning and enjoyment from problem-solving activities, as noted by the progenitor Alexandra Drennan. While the item on display was created for small children, ancient humans of all ages voluntarily engaged in such activities. An ancient human projectile weapon used in hunting, warfare, law enforcement, crime, and personal protection. Produced en masse and used around the world. On average, ancient humans killed hundreds of times the population of New Jerusalem per year. Yeah, it's a gun. What do we have here? An electric toothbrush? The ancient human mastication apparatus required frequent maintenance. This device is theorized to be an advanced electrical tool for this purpose, although some scholars maintain that its actual use was ritualistic and intended to mark the sunrise and sunset. One of the humorous things about the first game was that they sometimes got things wrong in their interpretation of history and their archives of what humanity actually was like. A printed edition of the complete works of Straton of Stygira, the materialist philosopher who defined the Talos principle, edited by Athanasios T. Huber. What is that? A fork? A simple utensil used to transport nutrients to an ancient human's mouth, often found in conjunction with a knife and a spoon. They're getting things better here, it seems. Then we've got a microscope. Humans invented complex magnification devices in order to better understand the component parts of the world they inhabited. This led to major discoveries in biology, physics, philosophy, and many other fields. Archaeological gardens, there we go. What is this? More of the gardens? Let's talk to Purple. Oh, he's pretty new too, 998.
Dude, it's you! You're 1K! So nice to meet you, dude. I saw you on the Completion Day stream. Hey, have you checked out all this ancient stuff?
What is a dude?
Dude is an old human word that means an excellent person. And I like to use it because I think we should all be excellent to each other.
That's like that's definitely a Bill and Ted reference, I think. Tell me about yourself.
I'm almost as new as you are. I'm 998, so I've only been around for a year or so. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. It's pretty cool though, right? I mean, existence. It's totally gnarly. I'm not sure if I use that right.
Your diction is unusual.
Yeah, dude. I thought this voice pack could give me a bit of confidence, help me stand out, you know? But I'm not sure it's working.
So what do you think about the goal?
I'm sure the founder knew what she was doing. I mean, our ancestors did sort of mess up, right? So we should probably take it easy with the expanding and stuff. Plus, did you see that trippy sky projection thing? That was some freaky stuff, man. Just seems safer to stay in the city.
Do you really think so?
Sure I do. When I first left the birthing lab, I was so overwhelmed that I hid in my quarters for 3 weeks straight. And if I'm being honest, that's sort of where I want to be right now.
What do you think Prometheus is?
Honestly, based on everything I know of ancient human culture, I think he's a ghost.
I guess you could be right.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say I'm wrong. Ghosts are creepy, dude.
What about these human artifacts you're looking at?
They're pretty neat, huh? My favorite is that thing called a toilet. Our ancestors had to use it like 3 times a day to do a memory dump, and if they didn't, they freaking exploded. Imagine having to deal with that sort of anxiety all the time. Bummer, huh?
Oh, that's hilarious. I better be going.
Right, before you go, dude, maybe you can help me? I'm not sure I should keep this voice pack. What do you think? You're 1K, you're special. I'm happy to go with whatever you recommend.
Interesting. So everyone thinks we're special just because we're 1K. That's random. Are we the type of person who tries to... Because if I'm just gonna pick one way or the other, stick with it, it's unique. That's my choice. But is 1K the one who tries to force others to become enlightened, to try to impart wisdom rather than easy answers? I think he's still young, so I think I don't think he's quite at the point of saying something like this. Yeah, stick with it, it's unique.
All right, excellent. Thanks, dude.
Tell Purple what to do about his voice. Excellent. All right. We got a few more displays in here. This looks like a soccer ball. An inflatable sphere used in the popular ancient human game known as football or soccer. This game was played around the entire globe and aroused great passion in its followers. It was also often simulated digitally, most notably in the form of Football Glory, 1994 current era. Football Glory, one of the developers decided that was the best soccer game ever made. And then we have some coins or medallions here. Currency was an ancient human medium of exchange, which played a significant role in their systems of labor and resource distribution. Intense conflicts sometimes erupted over the possession of these objects, leading to injuries or even deaths. That's true. I wonder if there are any puzzles or platforming challenges out here in the city. Makes me curious. Like, we've got a little ruin over here. Is this something? Doesn't seem to be. What do we got going on here? More archaeological gardens here. Here's the toilet that he was talking about. A piece of sanitary hardware used to dispose of biological excretions resulting from food and water intake required to power ancient human biology. Such hardware was connected to a vast network of subterranean pipes leading to wastewater treatment facilities. A classic example of ancient infrastructure used to control their impact on the environment. And then over here we have, let's charitably call that a massager. A massage aid used by ancient humans to combat muscle fatigue and other physical ailments common to biological organisms. This prevented pain, the ancient human equivalent of arrow codes 704, 705, and 921 through 932. Lots of interesting stuff in the gardens here. Oh, there's a cat. Let's talk to Dos Cycles.
Oh, it's you. Number 1000. Today is completion day, isn't it? Sorry, I turned off all the streams. Founder bless you, I guess.
Are you all right?
Not really, no. But I don't want to burden you with my problems on your special day.
Go ahead, tell me what's wrong.
You're as new to this world as it gets, 1K. What do you think might give you a sense of meaning? A sense that life is actually worth living?
Oh boy. I mean, 1K isn't necessarily the same. No, because Athena was the character we played in the first game. So 1K is his own person. Contributing to society would have been the founder's choice, which actually, oddly, plays into what they've chosen for her legacy of like creating the dictates, the tenets, telling people what to believe, setting up the goal, all of that. But for 1K, if we have to choose here, maybe he just doesn't know yet. Spirituality, pursuing my own self-interest, obeying orders, love. I think maybe for 1K right now, as he's brand new, like he emerges as a fully formed adult, for lack of a better word, like a complete consciousness, an AI, but he's brand new. So right now, I think pursuing my own self-interest might be his answer.
You're not the first to think that way, but there's a reason most religions and philosophies warn against it. Even the greatest success leaves you feeling hollow.
Then where can meaning be found?
Love, 1K. It's our only point of access to the divine. Our only way of transcending ourselves without losing what makes us unique. I'm absolutely certain. But
what?
But the right person for me hasn't been born yet. None of the people in this city are who I'm looking for, and if we really stop making new citizens, I'll be alone forever.
Yeah, I think how does 1K feel about love? I know how I guess the question isn't so much how he feels about love as what he would advise this person. Probably this calls out to me. Love isn't something you find out there, something you build with another person.
I think that's just misplaced ego. Yeah, love takes work, but it's not something you just will into existence. We can't control everything in life, 1K. Try to keep that in mind.
All right, thanks for the chat. I should get going. 299 here seems, yeah, Docicles or Docicles. Seems pretty pessimistic. I guess that sucks for him. I would very much like to meet this cat. Yay, it liked it. And it let me do it. Super happy about that. Huh. All right, well, folks, we have explored some of New Jerusalem. It's clear that there's quite a bit more to go through here. But we'll have plenty of chances to return to the city and explore. So I think at this point I'm going to head back to the tower, head up to that helicopter, and start the expedition. But I think that's probably a good place to take a break. When we come back next time, we'll head out to the island. We'll see if we can find this, you know, Prometheus fella, see what the heck's going on over there, and presumably get ourselves into some puzzle solving. Until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. A little bit of an exploration of New Jerusalem. No puzzles in this one, but we'll be getting back to it very quickly here in the next episode. Until then, thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.